Hi, I'm David Norris, and I'm serving up the perfect podcast, Pompey Platter with Russ, Daz and Haz. Play up, Pompey!
Murphy scores! A magnificent goal! That's just wonderful from Josh Murphy! Shaughnessy, great saving! Shaughnessy at the near post! Chance for Colby Bishop over the goalkeeper, off the post and into the back of the net! Colby Bishop! Lang's got his fourth! A fourth for Callum Lang!
Hello and welcome to the Pompey Passer podcast, season 2, episode 19. We don't even have a title. We literally were trying to brainstorm some ideas, but we literally couldn't come up with anything. One that was in any way positive, or two that we could probably broadcast on.
Or give a shit.
Or give a shit.
We put as much effort into finding a title as the players tried on Tuesday night, which is not a lot.
As you can hear, I'm joined by Russ and Haz. You all right, boys? How are we feeling?
Other than the lost voice, I'm all right.
Lovely. That's good news. Haz, you okay?
Yes, mate, doing good. Getting in the festive spirit as much as Pompey are trying to stamp on it, I think.
Well, I think Pompey are getting into the festive spirit by giving away 3 points as a every week.
Presents all round for everyone else.
Let's just hope we just don't give out another 3 this weekend.
Can't wait.
As obviously we are gonna. I mean, probably not really talk about much of the game, but obviously there may be some of the things surrounding it. Obviously the Charlton review. We'll move on to the Swansea review, Blackburn preview, then into Russ's Taskmaster, Dazzla's Darts, Harry's Who Am I, and then any other business. So, obviously, Charlton game last weekend. I think, was it 11 or 12 minutes played? But obviously that pales into, I can't think of the word now, but it doesn't mean anything compared to obviously what followed after that. Obviously the sad passing of Headphones Norm, otherwise known as Norman Barker. Obviously we, as Pompey fans from last season, know all too well that feeling of something happening towards the start of a game and then unfortunately one of your own passing away. I don't think anyone should go to football and never be able to go home. But yeah, obviously I watched it at home. Which one of you boys weren't actually watching it at the time?
I wasn't watching it, no. I had a child-free day, so I was elsewhere having a nice time.
Yeah, have a nice time, was it?
I was watching
basically, yeah, I had a little date day with my missus and avoided all football because I kind of felt like we were going to lose anyway.
Yeah.
So I was kind of catching up. Watching our group chat with you two texting on it was really where I was getting all the info from. And yeah, it's just horrific. It's no one, as you said, no one should ever go to the football and not come home. He seemed like a really well-loved bloke throughout. He was well known through all of he was a proper addict, well known through all of the fan base. How obviously to be given your own nickname by everyone is kind of like a nice gesture and like an honour to show how well known he is throughout the whole fan base of Charlton. And we just send our regards and our best wishes to his family, his friends and everyone at Charlton, because it's not a nice thing to have to go through. And as we said, us as a fan base have been through it last year. And some of the chants that were apparently coming from the away end of us aren't acceptable. Especially as our fan base has been through it last year. When it happened, the Middlesbrough fans didn't chant anything, didn't hear a peep. Whether you are upset because of the public service announcements through the tannoy weren't working, or there weren't enough of them, you can probably gauge from the fact that players are being taken off of the field. There are probably a whole congregation of high-vis jackets around one area, paramedics or stewards. You can probably gauge that something quite serious is going on. The referee doesn't take off players off the pitch just for a laugh. It's going to be a major event happening somewhere. Chanting about going Christmas shopping and that you're bored isn't a great look. And again, it is a minority of fans, but they are tarnishing the club by doing those kind of chants and putting the club in a bad light, when us, out of anyone most recently, should be there showing empathy and respect to others. And I just can't. It's embarrassing, really. I understand you're frustrated that you don't know what's going on, but you can have a look around the ground, see that other people can see there's no chanting from the Charlton fans. You know, they're clearly going to be sombre because some of them can see what's going on. And it's put the club in a bad light, and it's quite frankly embarrassing. So I hope anyone that took part in that you're hanging your head in shame.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I get it's frustrating. Like, I mean, like when you're at home and you want to watch Pompey on the TV and you want to watch a game. Obviously, we were saying that obviously we started well and that kind of stuff. Again, that doesn't matter. And I get, obviously, it's frustrating getting up early, getting the train, all that stuff to get to London, watch the football. I totally understand that, but I think you should know that something obviously serious is happening, and it's not just a case of being able to just obviously take the person out who it is and then get the game on going. Because obviously we've seen stories about ambulances and the fact that obviously there wasn't another ambulance to be able to be at the game afterwards. And I know a lot of people have sort of said that's a bit of a crap excuse and that sort of thing, but for not being able to then carry on the game. But you do need an ambulance at the game. I think with like health and safety, these are the things that need to be done. Like you need to dot the I's and cross the T's. I mean, look at sort of what happened. What if that happened again to another fan and there wasn't an ambulance there? So you do need an ambulance there, and I don't understand the frustrations of people saying, well, why couldn't they get another ambulance back there? I mean, if the game was played in Pompey, maybe there would have been another ambulance there, but you're looking at London, where I doubt ambulances are easy to come by and stuff like that. So, and also, I would guess that if there was someone in their home around that area that needed an ambulance at the time, but they couldn't get one because one was at a football ground, I'm sure everyone would feel that, well, that's football doesn't matter. It should be going to the people that really need it at that time. I know if it was one of my family members or a friend that they didn't get an ambulance because the ambulance was at a football ground, I know I'd be fuming about it, and I'm sure everyone else would. But I mean, let's move on to not the positive stuff as such, but where certain Pompey fans let themselves down, other Pompey fans stepped up to the mark, created a GoFundMe page. I'm not sure where they're at with the amount. I know it was it like a couple of £1,000?
It was last time I saw it was at nearly £6,500.
Wow. So yeah, so I mean, as we said, a certain group of the fan base did let us down on Saturday, but since then, obviously there's another part of the fan base that have stepped up and sort of helped out, and I'm guessing the money would be going to Norman's family to help with any sort of, obviously I don't know his background, I don't know if he has kids or anything like that or grandchildren, but I suppose anything to help maybe with funeral costs and stuff like that would obviously be really welcomed, and that's brilliant. And I can't remember who's the lads who is running from ground to ground. He's doing a marathon for each away game, isn't he? I can't remember his name is, but I know that leg to Swansea, that money I think was also going to Norman, which again is a good thing. And I think we need to shout out that lad when we can. I mean, is there anything else that we want to talk about the Charlton game, or do you think we've covered sort of everything we need to?
Just again sending our sympathies to everyone at Charlton and Norman and his family. It's just it's very sad.
Yeah, no, 100%. As we said, we know as a fan base how it feels with what happened last season. Obviously, we were able to get the game was able to go ahead against Middlesbrough, but I would like to think that even if that didn't, both Middlesbrough and Pompey fans would have been respectful, and I'm sure Middlesbrough fans would have. You never know. I mean, they probably would have been a small minority because, unfortunately, when you get a group of people together, there's always a small minority let down, whether it's one person, 5, 10. There's a group of people who can always let you down. But yeah, as again, our thoughts to Charlton and any friends and family of Norman Barker. Right, so shall we move on to the Swansea review? Russ, is your voice up to sort of giving us a run through the sort of the first half, and the lineup? Were you happy that we started with the same team that played the first 11 or 12 minutes against Charlton?
Yeah, yes and no, because obviously we started brightly against Charlton, didn't we? But it's hard to gauge 12 minutes of football. But my worry was always Bow out of the back, and the partnership of Swift and Pack, which ended up being a big major problem.
Shock horror.
I also think there may be some people who might realise that all the moaning they have done of Bishop recently, maybe it's more the way we play, because Lang struggled like hell. Not his fault, but he couldn't get no service, nothing. I think it took him about 30 minutes to finally touch the ball. The issue is broader. I get why he done it. I know Paul's injured. Have we heard any more? Is he out for a while, or is he just missing that couple of games? Have you heard anything?
I can't remember what he said now. I know he said he wasn't available for Blackburn. I think it's one of those ongoing things. But even if Massino said he was back this weekend, I would wait until this weekend to know where he did play.
Sorry, I missed that. We're talking about Regan.
Yeah.
They haven't actually got back the scan yet, so he isn't available for this weekend. Josh Knight is 50-50. So
you're joking. Not another one?
Excuse me. Sorry about
that. But I thought Matthew's done all right. I agree with listening to Whittingham's commentary that his awareness is quite poor of what's around him. I thought at half time 0-0 boring game. I'd take that all day long. Did we do anything? I've lost all memory of the game. Did we even have a shot in the first half? Oh yeah, Chaplin had a good chance, didn't he? I remember that. Pulled out a good save. I don't think they did anything in the first half. And then in the second half, for about 15 minutes, they couldn't get out of half, and you sort of thought, right, here we go. But we just became predictable. Give the ball to Murphy. Murphy crosses it in. Give the ball to Murphy. Murphy crosses it in. And what wound me up the most is no one... He was having a poor night, Murphy. I'm not sticking up for him. But when you know a player, okay, every single cross seems to be going just one area, no one read that and thought, you know what? I'm going to get there. They all just carried on running where, obviously they've been told to run. And that's annoying from a player perspective and even the management, because if I was Messina, I'd be going, someone run front post. Someone get in front of the defender. Flick it on. Control it. Just shoot and see if we get a corner, whatever. It was just rinse and repeat, and it didn't work. And you just feel like you're watching the same game every single fucking time. And they made a couple of subs, changed the game. and they went on to win the game. Bit of luck, poor control from their original player when it just rolled lovely back to Cullen and he smashed it top corner. What can you do? Other than that was shit, Swansea. It was such a bad game.
It was two teams that didn't really know what they were doing as such. It was two teams that were very poor, low on confidence, not really a lot going on. And it just took one team to take a chance that they were literally given, because John Swift literally went, "Here you are, mate, have an open fucking invitation." Because Marlon Pack went walkabouts, left John Swift. John Swift just stood still and watched the ball. And it felt like the Gus Hamer goal for Sheffield United. You can't take anything away from the finish, because it's a great finish. But we could have, that night, Dazzla could have closed down better and sooner. And on the other night that what's his name? John Swift could have also closed him down sooner again. And it feels like the same mistakes are being made, whether it's manager or players. Manager is picking the same players, and I'd feel like we're broke record. I feel like I'm saying the same shit every week. I know he sees them in training, but I don't understand. Kosnovsky played with Dazzla for 2 games in a row. I don't really understand what he did wrong to be dropped for Pack again. We know that Pack wasn't the answer last year with Dazzla, so we tried Kosnovsky, and it's the same with trying 3 at the back. Messino is reverting to type too much. He dabbles in changing it for a game or two, not letting it persist and actually play with it. And rather than keep going, he just reverts back to the same type and the same players, and he's got to stop, because that part is costing us. We know that you need legs in midfield, so you need to play Kosnovsky. He's the only real one that's got legs in that midfield. When Dazzla is suspended, which he was, because he carried over from the Charlton game. But you can't be playing, Marlon Pack's 34, John Swift's 32. Neither of them can run. They might as well have had a pair of Zimmer frames with them.
The thing is, I think you can start with them, because I thought the first half, we were okay. The only issue I do have is that, when did they score? 70th minute? 77th, something like that. It was in the 70th, in that 7th to 80th minute. I can't remember exactly when. But at that point, as you said, when you got those two players that aren't players that get around the pitch much, Marlon Pack, obviously his legs are going. I think on the 55th or 60th, make a change, put some more energy in there, because especially with a team like Swansea, who like to move the ball quickly, who with possession, people think moving the ball quickly means just moving the ball up the pitch, but they like to shift the ball around a bit, even though I've heard that their new coach is a little bit different. But as we saw the other day, he still plays a certain way that Swansea have always played in their DNA as such. When it gets to the 55th, 60th minute, you have to get some fresher legs in there. You haven't got younger legs. If Dazzla was in there with Pack or Swift, you might be able to leave it a bit, because Dazzla is a bit more athletic. But with Pack and Swift in there, at some point in that second half, you have to change it, because their legs are going to get heavier. You need a Mark from Hungary, or if you need a Luke LaRue in there, just a bit of extra fresh legs. And looking back, because I was wondering what happened in that first goal, because I saw it, but I didn't really see what happened until I watched it again the other day. And Pack doing walkies is not the end of the world, because I think he's gone to press the ball. It's where Swift is. Swift is stood so close to their number 9, and it's you don't need to be there. You've got Matthews and Boat there. You don't need another player around him. If he was maybe two steps to his left, he probably stops Cullen one, from getting a clean strike away, and two, he probably blocks it all together. And that for me screams of a player that's legs are a bit heavy. Because Swift isn't that. He's not a holding six, and he's not a box to box player. He's more, I would guess, a 10. But yeah, I think you can start Pack and Swift, but you just can't finish.
You can't start both of them.
Well, you can't start the second half and then be 10, 15, 20 minutes into the second half and still keep them there. Like, you have to change it. And I think, I mean, we've seen, I think, Vecino, no matter how much I love him, he does seem quite slow to make subs at certain points. And I think he is a little bit too conservative with things like that. So yeah, I think that needs to change. As you said, Haz, I don't think there was any reason for dropping Mark and even Luke LaRue. I know they had iffy halves when they got dropped, but that's not enough to drop them for a longer period of time. And in centre mid, you need a relationship bit to build there. So I think something needs to.
Centre mid's just not good enough. As simple as that. It really is. How many different partnerships have we had now? Nothing works.
Well, I don't think it's not been given the time to work.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That's my point, is he changes it for a game or two and he goes, no, it's not working. We'll just go back to the 4-2-3-1 with Pack and Dazzla or Pack and Swift, and it doesn't work. You put Pack with Dazzla, and Dazzle's worst games this year are when Marlon Pack is next to him, because he's having to do the running of two people. You stick Dazzla with Mark, or Dazzla even with LaRue, and Dazzle's game is so much better. Because they've got legs. They're able to move around the pitch and can hold their own. Dazzla looks anonymous when he's playing with Marlon, and it's bizarre. I appreciate he's the club captain, but it's bizarre that Messino persists with it.
I mean, the only way you play Pack is in a free. You know, he could just sit behind the two.
But we don't do that either. This is it's dinosaur football. I'm sorry, it is. It's like watching Kenny Jackett.
When they scored, you texted Taz and said, we won't score. And what did I say? We won't even have a shot. And we didn't. Oh, we did. Sorry. Last kick of the game from Seggers. That was like how long it took. What? Plus added time, nearly 20 minutes.
Miltos, you can come in a sec. I just want to say this one more thing is, again, why the fuck is our top scorer, no one else has scored more than one goal this year apart from Segacic, why the fuck is he on the bench? No one else can score for shit. But we're putting Connor Chaplin in again, who is completely not performing. He's actually been worse than Florian Bianchini this year, because Bianchini at least has an assist. Connor Chaplin has nothing. And if Connor Chaplin wasn't actually Connor Chaplin, as in if he wasn't an ex-Pompey and we had this kind of renaissance with him, he should be in the same boat as Bianchini and Sammy Silvera, judged on not footballing ability, because we know he can, but the signing of, because he's not been good enough. Well, he's been genuinely awful, and if we're saying we're going to sell Bianchini back, we have to send Connor Chaplin back.
Well, obviously the reason they started that same front three is because how we started against Charlton, like, because we looked lively, and I thought Chaplin looked lively, same as Lang and Yang. We that front four did look lively, but. And I thought in the first half we looked okay. I mean, we had that chance from Chaplin, hit the ball into the ground, and the keeper made a good save. But the problem is with us, we just don't build on stuff. In my opinion, like we look good for a little patch, and then we kind of seem to sort of, right, well, we've done that. Let's make it hard for them again. When I think we could really put our foot on their throats and really have another go. Because we've got the players with the quality there. Obviously, it's not happening at the moment. But in that front four, that's a good front four, like technically, but they just don't seem to want to carry it on. Okay, we've had an opportunity, like the goalkeeper saved it, or we've hit the post, or this, that, and the other. But like then we haven't gone right. Let's take that and let's keep going at them. I don't know where that comes from, whether it's confidence issue, or whether it's like coaching staff that reiterate to sort of just keep making it difficult. I don't know. But I think there's enough quality on there to be able to make that decision on the pitch as well.
Miltos, join us again. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, my pleasure, guys. My internet is playing some interesting games with me. But, I mean, how do I even sum our situation up right now? I think the title of the Twitter space is exactly spot on with the state of our club right now. Hugely frustrating. I got disconnected when you guys were talking about our midfield situation right now. And Marlon Pack, look, he's an absolute legend of this football club. I love him, but I can't help but feel that as a club, as an institution, we've failed if in our second season in the championship, Marlon Pack is consistently starting games for us week in, week out. And if we insist on playing the same two, whether it's Swift or Dozzell, or Swift and Pack, or Pack and Dozzell, either of these three partnerships, when it clearly doesn't work. Dozzell, I hugely rate the dude. I think he's an incredible footballer, but he needs to have quality players around him as well. If he doesn't have the players to complement his strengths, then obviously he's going to struggle. Obviously he's going to find it difficult delivering the goods for us. And Swift is a very luxury player, I feel like, a player that is not capable of building up, of being influential on like tracking back players or helping with the press. He's more of a player for special occasions and special missions, like in games where we may be leading 2-0, 3-0, and we want to hold the ball. He's not a player that we can rely a lot on, I feel like. So
what would your midfield be, Miltos, if you were to say for Saturday? Obviously, Dozzell's back from suspension. Well, who are your two midfielders? If Messina's going to persist with this 4-2-3-1.
Look, we've got to try something new. We've got to try something different. I was going to say something like a Dozzell with Kosnovsky, which that worked quite well against Millwall. So I'd still probably go with that. But we've got to try something new. I think Dozzell comes back into the side, yes. And I don't think there is an indication that Moose trusts Leroux to the point where he starts. But we've got to see something different. That's a certainty.
Come on, Daz.
Oh, sorry, mate. I thought you were running this now.
No, you're the host.
Oh, I know. Sorry, what are we talking about now?
How shit our midfield is.
Yeah. So I suppose Russ and Haz, what would be your starting midfield? Would it be a midfield three? Would you stick with 4-2-3-1?
I personally would like a 3. Sorry. But he won't. If I had a choice, I'd quite like to see a Leroux, Dozzell, Kosnovsky 3. With Leroux sort of being the guy that breaks things up, and Dozzell and Kosnovsky can go up there. But knowing he won't. The best midfield performance we've had so far this season was with Kosnovsky and Dozzell, so I don't get why he was dropped.
So if you play a more like midfield three as such rather than a 10, Do you play like Bishop in the 9, and then who the other two? Was it Murphy on the left, and who'd be on your right?
Don't know, because I still want Seggers involved. It's a difficult one. It really is. I don't feel like we really thought about it this summer.
This is why I said getting Connor Chaplin on loan was a waste of time, and was also panic from the club, because we didn't need another 10.
The
We
problem is,
needed a right winger,
but
and we never got one.
The thing is, I think if Chaplin goes to another Championship side, hits the ground running, and plays a lot better than he is now, scores X amount of goals, sets up X amount of goals, and then the news comes out that we could have had him on loan, I reckon the fan base would have lost its shit. And it would have. It's sliding doors things. It's buts and maybes, and it's with hindsight and that kind of thing. Obviously, we had this discussion already and I still feel it, that it's like when there's certain plays available, you just get them in and then work things around it. But where we've come up short is a right winger. I don't mind having too many 10s, but the problem is that we haven't filled that right winger position. I don't think that's the fact that Chaplin came in or not, because obviously we do have right wingers in the building, but they're just not fit, are they? So, and obviously the situation with Richie. Who would be your midfield? Would you be a flat 3, or when I say flat 3, I don't mean 10.
I agree exactly with what Russ said.
Mm-hmm.
Go for a midfield 3, and you have to unfortunately shoehorn either Seggers or Lang into that right wing, because there's no one else. But I feel like part of me don't even give a shit right now. Part of me don't want to go. I'm gonna go, but part of me doesn't want to.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
It just feels we're only going one way right now, and it really wouldn't surprise me if he started Pack and maybe Swift as well again.
He can't play Pack, and he's suspended.
Oh no, Pack's suspended, and he's good.
That's the only good thing that came out of the Swansea.
So he'll probably do Swift and Dazzla, and even then, you're just replacing one problem with another.
I think using, like, when I say flat 3, I mean as in like there's no number 10. It's your bog standard like centre mids. I think that's a way to go away from home, and then at home playing in a system where you do play a 10. Because I always think you should be more positive when you're when you're at home, and be harder to beat when you're away. But obviously, we haven't, I can't. When was the last time we actually played like a centre mid 3 rather than like two 6s or whatever, 4s, whatever you call them, and a 10? I can't remember when we did play that.
Cowley, don't know. Did he do it once?
Well, it kind of seems the first game Messina was in charge when against Exeter City at home, and we were screaming out because we didn't really have any centre mids. We were screaming out for 3 players in that centre mid role. I swear to God, against Exeter, you played Morel, Pack, and would it have been Tunnicliffe? I think he played a proper midfield 3 in that game. I can't think of another time we did it or not, but I don't know. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about Swansea, or do you want to move on?
I don't. I've kind of, as Russ said, I've kind of tried to remove that from my brain because it was boring. Neither team looked like they had a lot about them.
I didn't mind them. I was quite happy with a 0-0 draw.
Yeah, any draw away from home is fine, in my opinion.
It was just as soon as they made their subs, we took too long to react to it, and then they were on top of us.
Yeah, and that's where I think either Pack or Swift has to come off, and you need more energy in that centre mid. Like even if you feel it's maybe not the right decision to make based on like a technical decision, but as an away team defensively, you need more legs in there. And especially, as I said, with Swansea, they like to move the ball quickly, 1-2 touches, like to keep possession. So you need legs in there because it is tiring chasing the ball. I've done it. So you do need players that can come on and take over. But did Pack and Swift both play 90? They did, didn't they? Did they play 90, Swansea? Okay, I can't remember.
Who?
But
Pack and Swift.
Pack and Swift both played 90, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
Yeah, I do find that crazy. Let's hope that, obviously, I mean, he's forced into making decisions this weekend, isn't he, with Pack being suspended? So Dazzla will clearly come in. I would like to see Mark come in alongside him.
It'll be Swift.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, he'll pick Swift. I know he will.
But this is where he doesn't help himself. This is where some of the blame of what is going on falls at his door. Because there's multiple blame for everyone. As I said last week, we can go through players, Messino, Rich Hughes, Cullen, to the Eisners as the owners. Everyone has their part to play in where the fuck we are right now. But Messino is making his percentage bigger the more he persists with the same formation, the same players, playing a possession-based football when we don't have the players for it. He doesn't help himself. If he tried something new, went back to the counter-attacking kind of high-press football, well, we got the ball and we shifted it forward so quickly. Teams couldn't cope with it. Why are we reverting back to it? And then it goes back to if that's the way he wants to play, why didn't we go for players that can play that way? Why did we go for a bunch of players that suit a kind of fast-paced, high-press system? But Messino's not helping himself. He's got to do something different. Stop playing Dazzla and Pack, Swift. Stop playing 4-2-3-1. Just do something different.
And I think it's do something different and give it a chance. Like, if it doesn't work straight away, like, as long as you can see, like, I'm always of the thinking that as long as you can see what we're trying to do, or you can see what's trying to happen, I'm okay with it sort of not working at the start. But it's because we're at the point of the season where we've got plenty of time. But if we don't change something, and if we don't change something and then give it time to work, we're just going to be constantly changing the whole way through the season. And that's even when it makes January even more important.
Is it a must-win?
For me, it's a must not lose and
win
and show signs.
Yeah, so I'd take a crappy 1-0 win at the moment.
100%. Yeah, so would I. But the problem is if we lose it, because when we say must win, then that makes me feel that, right, if we've lost it or not won it, is that us done then? I always think that...
Well, I would say pretty much, yeah.
No, nowhere near done. We're nowhere near done. There's so long left of the season.
This is the run we need now. So you've got Blackburn at home. Derby way ain't going to be easy, but it's a game you might be able to get something from. They're a bit of a weird team. QPR at home. QPR are flying at the moment. Do you really want to play them at the moment? Then you got Charlton at home. We never win that. So this is the game you need to win, because then you got Bristol City away, Ipswich home. You know what I mean? And then you got Arsenal, and then you got Scum. You know what I mean?
But that's the problem. That's always going to happen all season. And I'm not saying that I'll be happy to lose, but I wouldn't walk away from that game if we haven't won, and thinking, right, that's us done then, because it's nowhere near it.
But these are the games that we need to win.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Is as I said, you've got the hard games coming up: Bristol City, Ipswich, Sheffield United, Scum, West Brom, Preston, Millwall, Wrexham. They're all coming up.
Yeah, I know.
Out of the top six, Coventry we lost 2-1. That's fine. We beat Middlesbrough, who were second. We beat Millwall, who were third. We lost 2-1 to Ipswich, but we beat Preston. The three that we beat are at home, and they're in the playoffs. But then you go down the bottom, lost to Sheffield Wednesday, who are rock bottom, lost to Norwich, lost to Swansea the other day. We lost to Sheffield United. These are the teams that are around us, and we're fucking it up against them. They're the teams you need to be beating.
But
So you have to beat Blackburn. Otherwise, it's another team that are already 5 points away from us. So that's another team pulling away.
Okay, are we relegated if we don't pick up a win on Saturday? Do you
say
think we're relegated?
Very heavily favoured relegation, yeah.
What if we're still well in touch? Literally 2 games can turn it around.
Can you see it?
But we don't look like turning it round, do we?
At this very moment, no.
We look like we have no idea what to do. With management, doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know how to come out of it.
I mean,
and the players have no confidence whatsoever. They look lost.
I mean, they look it, yeah, but we're not in and around the changing room. We are in the training ground. We don't know exactly what people are thinking, what the players are thinking, what the management are thinking. If they haven't got a clue or not. It doesn't look great. I get that, 110%. But there's no reason why it can't be turned around. In my opinion.
Miltos? Sorry, Daz. You finished?
Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
Wait, can you guys hear me?
Yeah?
Yeah, well, I think spot on. I think John Mousinho is really not helping himself with some of the decisions, tactical wise. And look, something may change soon if things continue to be going the way that they are. Even if he's not solely responsible for our recent struggles, then yes, I think that something may have to change, and I love him to bits. But he's not helping himself with some of the consistent persistence with the same system, 4-2-3-1. Why not try something different? Why not try something new? Why not experiment? I don't think anyone's going to blame him for doing that. And it's hugely frustrating, guys.
So we're 2 wins in 15 currently. When Danny Cowley was sacked, he was sacked for 2 wins in 17. So we know that the Eisners don't necessarily jump at the gun, which they didn't with Jackett or Cowley. But we're in the same territory as Danny Cowley was when he was sacked. If we don't win against Blackburn and Derby, the record is exactly the same as when Danny Cowley was sacked.
Yeah. I think we're more in the realm of I don't think we're in the realm of if we lost the next 2 games as in we're down. I think we're more in the realm of if we lose the next 2 games, John Mousinho will be under a lot of pressure, and I think it might be too much pressure, as in from the ownership. And if they see, I mean, I remember Charlton at home, and I can't remember who it was with Danny Cowley, where it was getting I really like Danny Cowley and Nicky Cowley. They're still really nice guys, but I got to the point where I was like, I think this needs to change now.
It got to the point where kind of what they built had started to revert.
Yeah, because you can't see a way out.
Yeah, and I guess that's why, Russ, you said that you'd be potentially wanting Mousinho to go sooner rather than later, because at least you'd have that respect, whereas you don't want it to get to the point where you hate him.
And that's it's like Cowley left at the right time for me, because I love Danny, met him quite a few times, lovely bloke, lovely with my boy. So I had you have that more of a connection with people when you meet them, don't you? And I remember that Charlton game was just odd, and I can see Saturday being if it goes badly wrong, where we even equalised against Charlton, and people were pissed off.
I remember not really celebrating because I was just like, eh.
I almost didn't want us to equalise.
Well, the thing is, it wasn't because I didn't celebrate because of the Cowleys. I just didn't celebrate because at that point it just got kicked out of me. Like, it was a bit like when we played Accrington Stanley at home the last game of the season that season. And I think we scored and made it 1-0, I think Joe Piggott. And I was just like, nah, like, that game was so bad. I was like, I don't want to celebrate because I don't want to, like, the players weren't performing at the levels where they deserved, like, a big cheer from the fan base. And obviously the whole thing with Danny Cowling, that, like, I saw videos of people calling him a wanker and that kind of stuff. It's like, I mean, of the things, like, he's not a wanker. Like, obviously, they're nice guys. It just isn't working. And unfortunately, if Messino in these next two games, I love the bloke, but if it doesn't sort of turn around and there's no signs of it, again, as we said, we don't want it to go too sour. Where, like, we've got really good memories of what's happened under Messino. And not just that, but you want the best for the club. Like, I don't want to see us getting relegated. We took long enough to get up to the Championship.
I just think, irrespective of what he does, the main blame is not at his door.
No. Oh, God, no. But there's no.
Because he's been criminally underfunded by the ownership.
Yeah.
And they've tried to lowball their way through. We managed to get away with it in League One. We managed to get away with it last year. Not 3 times in a row. There's not enough investment. And as I said last week, everyone's at part to blame. Some of their recruitment hasn't been good enough. But they, again, can only buy a certain amount of players with what they've been given. So ultimately,
comes from the top, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's at fault, but the majority of the blame is currently at the owner's door. And I think, for me, they do, and Messino get, well, mostly they get until the end of January when that window shuts. They've got to fully back Messino. And if they don't want it to be Messino, you might as well sack him now. So, not that I want that to happen, by the way. But what I mean is, you need to sack him now, get someone else in, whoever that may be. And it gives them the festive period. It's plenty of games to see players playing for Pompey, playing matches, who they like, who they don't, who they think's good enough, who they think's shit. And then you've got January to back a new manager, or you keep Messino, which would be my favour, and you actually back Messino. You give him, we discussed it, what did we say, Russ? 5, 6 first team, like, ready Championship players, was it?
5.
As a minimum. And you need to go out and, you need to go out and give him that. And yes, you can use 1 or 2 loans, but there needs to be a couple of permanents in that as well.
Yeah.
Show some intent, because if they don't, and we come out at the end and we've just got a couple of loans and a couple of young developing people by the end of the January transfer window, if I'm Messino, that 1st of Feb, as soon as that's shut, I'm resigning. Because you're just fucking hanging me out to dry.
Mm.
And there's not many other managers that would want this job.
Well, that's the thing. Like, no matter, it doesn't matter who you get in, unless, like, because obviously we've seen that Messino can work wonders with the budget he's been given. Like, is there any other?
Imagine what he could do if he was fully backed.
But what I mean is that, like, if we move Messino on, is there anyone else that can work with a budget like that with a certain group of players?
And that's where it gets
muddy.
Difficult. Is you just stick with Messino because who can come in and do it? But then do you?
And I know people are saying, like, Gary O'Neill, but there's no fucking way we would be able to pay, or we wouldn't be willing to pay whatever wages he wants, and then we wouldn't actually, because he would want backing in January, and that wouldn't happen either. The owners wouldn't do it.
No.
That's where it went wrong at Wolves, wasn't it? Because they were selling his best players around him, and he weren't happy, and then it spilled off the pitch. Do you mean?
Problem is, we haven't really sold any players. It's just not getting the right players in to keep progressing. Because the problem is with us, we didn't sell players, but the problem is we didn't bring in the next calibre of players to be able to compete when other teams like Birmingham made the step up, Wrexham made the step up, Charlton, I think, are on the way back down now, but other teams have stepped up their recruitment rather than us sort of. I know, okay, we've probably spent a little bit more money, like on transfers and that, but not on the right players as such. I like Luke LaRue, I like Mark and things like that, but are they ready at this point? And the problem is you can't have so many players that aren't ready. You need the majority ready with a couple of sprinkled in there that just need a little bit of extra time. But I think we've got that part wrong.
Well, this is it. You've got a really good core of a starting 11, right? You think Nico is a very good championship level goalkeeper. You think probably the fullbacks, obviously we need another left back, but when Ogilvy's fit, he's a decent championship left back. The right back situation, any of the three can probably start. They're all fairly decent. Josh Murphy, Colby Bishop, I'm still going to stick up for him and stick by him. He's a championship footballer. With Segatic and Lang as well available as the 10, again, championship level. You're missing a couple of midfielders. You're missing a right winger, probably a centre half. And without them, you've got a kind of a good core of a squad, a good half a squad of a starting 11 that are championship ready. So why the fuck are you not going and pushing on? Why are you not going fill in those gaps? Especially, obviously Matt Ritchie didn't want to stay and because he wasn't going to be given a big role. That's fine, but you can't replace him with someone who's fucking injured when you sign them. You can't do that. He hasn't played a single minute for us yet. It's not good enough. You sign development players like Franco Ume, who, whether he's injured or not, you sign someone like that as well as a first team player, more experience. So then when that player might be able to be sold for a couple of million or whatever, but you've got someone that's, in a year's time, he's been able to develop. And whether that's out on loan or even playing in a development squad, which we don't even have, and that's another thing, it's just kind of, it feels like it's all just all collapsing all at once, to be honest.
The thing I don't understand is we gone down this, project route and developmental route, but they don't loan them out and we don't have a development team. How are these players supposed to develop?
They develop injuries. That's what they do.
But I can't get and then they come out and say things like, "Oh, we want to copy the Coventry route." How they've done things, and you think, well, when the Arsens took over, they're in League fucking 2, weren't they?
They were in the same league as us, weren't they, at that point?
Yeah. And the thing is, the problem is that they're getting players the likes of, with Coventry, getting the likes of Mason Clark and players like that who are like sort of top end League One players playing you can clearly see would make that step up. Everyone saw Mason Clark.
But sorry, Daz.
I was just going to say, you could clearly see he can make the step up. When we've got players like Ume, Blair, Mark, and obviously Luke LaRue, we don't know if they can make that step up. That's the thing. You still have to develop these players because they're making that step from League One to the Championship. But certain players you can see can make that step up.
But why aren't we signing top end League One players then?
Because you look at Mason Clark, he costs what, 3.5 million. We're not willing to go and pay that for someone that could be an absolutely stunning player for us.
Well, maybe in January and someone like Kamara.
And even then, you even look at this season, you think of Pele Matson that's at Norwich. We clearly weren't willing to get near the £3 million mark, so we went for the cheaper option in Luke LaRue. If you sign Pele Matson, that's your deep line midfielder sorted for the next fucking couple of years. Sometimes you have to spend a bit more money. And I know he banged on about, we spent 100 million on a first baser and he got fat and fell over in a ditch and all that bullshit. That's a poor excuse. I think a lot of fans, like myself, are not saying we want you to go and spend 11 million on Nathan Broadhead to be your third choice striker like Wrexham did. I would just like a couple of star players of value to maybe 3 to 5 million that are going to be there, like the levels of Josh Murphy and players like that, and then you can accompany those signings with the likes of Mark and LaRue for 1 to 1.2 to 1.5 million. That's how you're going to have to stay in the Championship. You can't have a 1.2 million pound player being your top transfer, because it's, yes, you might get a dream like we've got lucky with Adrian Segacic. That's not a problem. But one player that's ready-made right now out of all the players we signed in the summer, one player isn't good enough. Sometimes you need to open that pocket, open that wallet up a bit more and offer a bit more cash.
Yeah. Well, I suppose we're going to have to wait and see in January, aren't we, and see how serious they are. Should we move on to and like sort of brighten everyone's day with the Blackburn preview?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have
let's do
you
it.
got
So,
details to do?
I do. So, quickly going to our fixture predictions league. Charlton, obviously, is null and void. So nothing changes there. Swansea, Russ got a 1 point because he got the correct outcome. So he moves up to 11 points. So Dad's still first on 15, Russ on second on 11, and I'm still bottom on 8.
Oh, 9 haircut. Here it comes.
That is not happening.
It will.
So it won't. Blackburn aren't doing too great either. They are 20th under Valerian Ismail. They have although they have the third best away form in the league. So they seem to be good away, but not at home. They haven't kept a clean sheet in six matches. We haven't kept a clean sheet in 5. They have a couple more wins. So they've played 19, won 6, drawn 4, lost 9. Their last 3 results have all been 1-1 draws, so maybe they'll carry that on as well. Looking at the head-to-head, obviously we beat them last time out at Fratton Park. Can you tell me the last time Blackburn won at Fratton Park?
Was it
1-0?
No, it was 2-1, wasn't it? And Armstrong and someone Armstrong scored 2, and we.
Did we score?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we equalised. Is it through Matt Clark or no? Yeah, Matt Clark. No, it could be Chaplin. But then Matt Clark, I think, fucked up, and then Adam Armstrong scored 2 that day. Is it like an evening game?
That
I
is,
remember there being an evening game, and I remember Armstrong scoring. I just don't remember us scoring.
I think he scored 2.
yeah. Armstrong scored 2. Chaplin scored Darwin.
There you go. And then I think Matt Clark. I think the ball went in the box and Matt Clark put his foot out and it just fell in the direction of Armstrong and he kind of like just tapped it in. Because we actually played pretty well that night, actually. We deserved a decent point out of that game. I remember that.
So, yeah. So they've drawn their last 3. We've lost our last 3 without scoring. They've scored 3 in their last 3 games. I'm just going to get it over and done with. I can't be fucking bothered. 2-0 Blackburn. And who's going to score for them? While I decide that, one of you two can go.
But I'm telling you now, it's going to be the most toxic atmosphere if we lose Saturday.
I just don't.
It's going to be horrendous.
Again, I'm going for a bit of reverse psychology whilst also not seeing how we win.
You must really want this Ronaldo haircut.
Let's go for Good Johnson.
Okay, I'm gonna go positive because I feel like I just need to cheer myself up and go 1-0. Goal scorer, Jesus. I feel like at the moment I don't even know who's going to fucking play.
John Swift.
I think Lang is a definite starter, so I'm gonna say Lang.
I'm going to say 3-1 Pompey and Seggers.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, why not? Come on. Let's just come on. Let's just go. Fucking just go. We need to.
Okay.
Right, so that's our predictions done. Should we move on to Russ's Taskmaster?
Yeah.
Let's go then.
Right. So I messaged the boys at the beginning of the week. We're doing Would I Lie to You? I asked them to come up with 3 stories that are a bit, wacky, far-fetched, whatever. That all 3 of them could be lies, all 3 of them could be truths, a mixture, whatever they wanted to do. And me and Haz have to guess Daz's, and me and Daz have to guess Haz's. Yeah? Who wants to go first?
Yep. I'll go first.
All right. Take it away.
Whilst at junior school, they did a thing with Pompey in the community where you'd go to the Pompey Community Centre on Anson Road, and there was loads of different kind of activities you did, like afternoons on computers and group work and stuff. And during one of them, Peter Crouch came in to see everyone, and he did the robot in front of everyone.
All right. What year was this?
2009.
Yeah, that could have been fine. Start of 2009 season when he signed, wasn't it?
Yep.
No, start of 2008 season, 2008, 2009.
Yeah, 08, 09 was when he signed.
Yeah.
Well, how long was his hair?
How long was his hair?
Yeah.
Well, bearing in mind, I was only 9. Well, yeah, I was only 9.
Only 9.
I wasn't really sure. I
2009.
didn't get a ruler out and measure how long his hair
Well,
was.
like medium, short?
Oh, I don't. Quite shorter than what it is now.
Shorter than what it is now. Okay.
He was 9 in 2009. Fucking hell. I was
sick.
out, like, when we won the FA Cup, I was out getting steaming in town, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember how old I was. That's fucking mental.
Honestly, I feel sick that he just said that. Right. What do you reckon, Daz? Truth or lie?
I reckon that's true.
How did he how long did he dance for?
Oh, about 5 to 10 seconds. So he came in, said hello, and someone asked him if he'd do it, and then the next table heard him, or heard them ask, and then everyone was like, oh, go on, Crouchy, please, do it. And so he did it.
I reckon it's true. So we're going to say it's true.
That was a lie.
Oh, wow. Was there another player?
No, it wasn't. I did do those Pompey in the community afternoons, but we never had a player come in and see us.
Wow. Brilliant. Fair play. Right. And also, I did say it don't all have to be Pompey related, but at least one of them did.
Okay, cool.
All right. That's...
yeah, so my one is I took part in a quiz on the penalty spot in front of the Fratton end, but I didn't actually get asked a question.
Right, okay. When was this?
I'm pretty sure it was before we played Burnley at home, because I think we lost 5-1 that game.
The only David Norris goal I haven't got.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So that game. So that was what, 2013, 14, maybe
12.
13.
Did you have hair at this point?
No.
Wow. I mean, you've been bald a long time, mate.
Well, at that point, it was like sort of. It was going, but it was sort of long enough where I sort of let it grow out every now and again.
So you didn't get to ask a question.
I didn't get to I didn't get to answer a question. Sorry, so they
Quick.
didn't ask me one question because the person I was up against asked them all correctly.
Right. So was this like one of our halftime show things?
Well, it wasn't like as in it was at Pompey, but it was actually on Sky Sports. It was something called "Take It Like a Fan."
Okay. And who was answering the questions?
Was it who was asking them or answering them?
Sorry, asking. Sorry.
Fenners, you know, the guy who used to be
Yep.
on Soccer AM, and Bianca. I think it was Bianca
Westwood.
Westwood. Yeah, that's it.
What do you reckon, Has?
The fact he's named the segment, and that's about the time where Fenners was kind of with Soccer AM and doing all of that. I'm gonna go I would say lie, just for a bit of reverse psychology.
I'm gonna go truth. Right, got it, Daz.
It was actually true.
Yeah.
Something called "Take It Like a Fan." Yeah, and me and a lad called Tom Nichols. You'll
Didn't
find
he
him
play for Exeter?
Who, Tom Nichols? No, I'm pretty sure it's Tom Nichols' name, but I see him down. He's mates with a lad called Josh, and that lot go down Pompey quite a bit. Well, they go to pretty much I think every game, to be fair. And so we did flip the coin to ask who got asked the first question, and then he pretty much answered every single question right, and I was just stood there like a plum, basically. And it was on Sky Sports, so they did it like a whole thing where they went around a certain amount of grounds and you got to ask questions. And I think he took a penalty at half time after that, and won £100, I think. So I'm in a way, quite glad because no doubt I would have slipped over or took the penalty. So
Fair enough. All right, Has.
So they don't have to be Pompey related.
Don't have to be. At least one of them had to be.
Okay. I've had a face-to-face confrontation with a member of Parliament.
True. Who was the member of Parliament?
Stephen Morgan.
well, that kind of. I mean, that does make sense, as in.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
He didn't like where I was parked in my van, and I was stopping him from getting to the train station.
It wasn't during the school run, was it? Because I know you're not happy about that. If people.
No, it wasn't. His driver moaned that I was blocking him and he was going to be late to the station, so I said he should have left earlier. And the next day, Stephen Morgan came in and complained about me.
Did he? So what
He
happened
did.
after that? What happened? Did you get in trouble, or
My boss told me and went, "What a joke!"
well, he said that Stephen Morgan's a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, okay then.
So nothing happened, but it's the fact he went and complained about me. It's funny.
Hope someone from the Portsmouth News is listening to that, and high-ranking official at Tesco's calls a local MP a joke. Selling that in the morning.
To be fair, every MP's an absolute fucking joke, to be honest. So
pretty much, yeah.
So what? So just while you're at Tesco's, I'm assuming?
it is, yeah.
How long ago was it?
3 years ago, maybe.
So what did he say to you?
He didn't say a word. He was very diplomatic. It was his driver that was getting upset and crying.
The fact he's brought in a driver, I reckon this is true.
Yeah, because I know for a fact, the likes of people like mayors and that lot do have their drivers, so it wouldn't surprise me if an actual MP had a driver. Because I'm just trying to think the MPs in Winchester who had drivers or not. I'm pretty sure they probably would have, and especially if he's driving. Do you say a train station?
Yeah, so he was driving him to the train station to go up to London.
So he wouldn't have driven his own car. What station was it?
I don't know.
No, but what station did you block him in at? Because obviously it was near a train station.
Oh no, I
in
was just
Stratton.
down a road, delivering down a road, and he was in that road. It wasn't near a train station at that point.
Oh, so he couldn't get past.
No.
So you're one of those annoying fucking twats, the delivery drivers that park in the middle of a road when you just want to get past, yeah?
Yeah, because I'm legally allowed to. So
Well, I'm
you
going to
shut the
say it's
fuck
true
up.
then. I'm going to say that's true. Because the delivery driver parking in the middle of a fucking road makes sense. Yeah, I'm going to say it's true.
Yeah, definitely.
Russ?
Yeah, true. I agree.
That is correct. It is true.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice. Right, Daz.
Has might not know this person, but I've been in the back of Martin Allen's car.
Okay. Why?
Did he invite you with? Did he
Why?
invite you with sweets?
I know
Would
we
you like some
like man,
sweets?
but
Sausage rolls, actually.
why were you in the back of his? Why?
Well, he like a lot of other footballers well, he lived in Winchester, on the outskirts more and his son, pretty sure it was his son, played for Winchester City youth. My mum at the time was the secretary for the Winchester youth sort of set up, and obviously because I was a Pompey fan, my mum's a Pompey fan, obviously, and he used to do a soccer school down in Pompey. I'm guessing he's probably done in other places. And my mum couldn't drive me down to the soccer school at the time, so Martin Allen offered to drive me down to it. So I got a lift down with him. I think his son was in the car as well. He gave him a lift down to Pompey, and I can't remember what the field is where he was holding it, but it was kind of just off the motorway.
All right.
Anything else?
No, I'm going to straight in. I'm going to go true.
Yeah, I'm going to say true and all.
That is true. Yes.
Yeah. There we
That
go.
is true.
Smashing this. Right. That's the last one then.
Okay. Hugh Jackman once gave me a scratch card.
Did you try out for Les Mis?
I did not try out with Les Mis, but
Les Mis tried out for him.
Well, yeah, I would have done. But I'm actually quite so Russ, you know that was filmed in Winchester, yeah?
But and in Portsmouth, wasn't it?
Yeah, but part of it was filmed in Winchester.
Yeah, so
So
and Pompey.
yeah, so you've
He
got
down here for a week or something like that.
yeah, a couple of scenes were filmed in Winchester. Actually, quite a lot of you actually do get quite a few films and series. Like The Crown gets filmed in Winchester and stuff like that. So so I basically helped out with. I was a runner on the film for a couple of days. Filmed down at Pompey, Winchester, sorry, and yeah, there's a thing called Scratch Card Fridays, which Hugh Jackman apparently any film set he's on, if it's a Friday, he hands out scratch cards he buys from a local corner shop or whatever shop you want to get them from. Other shops are available. And he gave me one. I did have it up until a few years ago, so I did hold on to it for 10 years, but it wasn't a winner. So, yeah, I don't know what else you want to know.
What were you running?
With my feet, I was. So basically, when you're a runner, you're basically a dog's body. So
Yeah.
you collect teas, coffees,
So were you
food.
his personal runner?
Not his, no. But obviously, when you're in that vicinity with films, so basically, I only saw him for one day of the filming. I also met Russell Crowe's body double that he uses for horse riding and stuff like that.
I thought you say Russell Crowe, and I was about to
No,
go.
but Russell Crowe's in that film, but they used his body double for the horse riding parts of it and things like that.
Did you get any riding involved?
I didn't, no. Unfortunately, they wouldn't let me get on a horse and ride it down Winchester High Street, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Would have done.
Shame.
I'm going to say all three of these are true.
I'm going to say false.
That one, again, is true. Yes, they're all true.
Wow. Did you win?
It's harder to think of a lie. I think like sounds outrageous, but also kind of believable. So I thought all them ones are relatively unbelievable.
Did you win on the scratch card?
No, it was a loser. No, it was a loser.
I would have given it back and tell them to fuck
But
off.
I did keep hold of it for like years.
Did
Like
I
I
get
had
him to
like
sign it or something?
Well, no, because he literally hands it out and then fucks off. Because my dad's basically the reason I did it because my dad works down Winchester College every now and again. Like he's sort of a contractor with the grounds, and so he got chatting to the security guards and the production team, and they needed someone to do some running. So my dad called me. I did it. But basically, when Hugh Jackman got there, he was walking around just passing out like scratch cards, and he just goes off because my dad's other half. She wanted a picture with him because she loves him, but because he was in like his makeup and that sort of stuff, he wasn't allowed to take pictures because obviously they can't have any pictures being leaked. But he was a really nice guy, to be fair, and apparently whenever he's on set, everyone loves him. So fair play to him.
Yeah.
Fair
Brilliant.
play. Lovely. Well, that's that done. Is that done, or is that? It's got
No,
another.
yeah, you're done. No, you're done.
All done.
So on to darts, which I'm currently watching.
So next week, Russ, you've got to do yours, and we've got to see if yours are false, are
Yeah,
true.
yeah, we'll do that.
I'm up for that. Is that you shaking, Russ? Was that?
Oh, no, it's my balls.
Just-
My balls.
He was having a wank.
My balls are itching.
You got to get rid of Jesus.
It was probably that chain that you had round them.
Yeah. Nah, just my dog with his stupid itchy ears he always gets, bless him.
Never ever say stupid. Right. So I thought to myself with Dazzla's darts, as we are on our way down to League One, we'd go with League One appearances. We'd go with League One appearances. But before that,
It's the name of the game, and I want to play the game with you.
Oh, what tune is this?
Can be terribly tame if you don't play the game with two. And I want to play the game with you.
that
What is
is
that?
Bruce Forsyth's Generation Game.
That's it.
Massive
Generation.
shout out to my other half. She gave me this idea because obviously I'm trying to think of random ones each time. So what we're going to go with is League One appearances. Because obviously I was trying to think of like sort of things that had high numbers, so we can hit high numbers to start with and then work our way down. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Straight in for
Okay.
Monsieur.
Whoa. Hold on 2 seconds.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thunderbirds are go.
Go on then. Who do you want?
You look a little bit like the bad guy in that.
No, I thought I used to look like old what's the geeky guy in it?
What brains?
That's it, yeah.
So he's got hair. So
Colby Bishop.
Colby Bishop appearances. You know, trying to move my pad around. Sorry, can't do two things at once. Colby Bishop, 90.
Joe Morrell.
Joe Morrell.
I assume these are League One appearances for Portsmouth.
Yes, like always relate to Pompey unless I give a shout out like we did with the England. 92.
Yeah.
Close start, very close start.
Oh. Go Marlon Pack.
Marlon Pack, he's on this front page as well. 70.
Sean Raggett.
Mate, that'll be too high.
You
That
reckon?
is too high. He's the highest appearance maker, apparently, for Pompey League One. It's 198. You are bust. Has to throw next. I was about to say throw first then, but
Ronan Curtis.
Ronan Curtis. 184. I'm sorry, you are
Oh,
bust.
bastard, Ronan.
That
Russ
was
to
my
throw
next one.
next.
Can you imagine? Nathan Thompson.
Nathan Thompson. Is he in this front bit? Oh, I'm going to search him now, aren't I? This is going to be annoying. I need to find someone that's got 180 because that is right. Let me search him. We'll just edit this out, shall we? Nathan Thompson. Talk amongst yourselves for now.
You know that bald-headed idiot.
Yeah, he came out of a game idea, but doesn't know how to do it.
No, I do know how to do it, but as I said, like these people that do it have big productions and they have like 2 or 3 people like researching it and putting things up. I'm doing it by myself.
Well, why don't you rope in your missus to help you?
79. There you go. Glad I cut you off with that. Boom. Great timing that.
What was it? What did I get?
You got 79. You are on 330.
330. Cool.
Have to throw next.
Lee from football.
I know he had quite a high one, but now I've come off that page because Haz was moaning. You Brown. Oh, no, it's Nicky Brown. Lee Brown. Left back retired. He's only 35. Do you know that?
Yeah.
35. Should have left that other page up. But he's got 131.
Oh, good shout.
So leave me on 210.
Oh yeah, I took off. I was looking at Russ's 210. Yeah, that's it. That's right.
Funny. I wouldn't have any other way.
Good times.
Just trying to think who was around long enough. Struggling. Pittman?
Brett Pittman. 81.
I was hoping to get like 100 then.
It was that season where obviously he wasn't playing all the time with it. Haz, you'd throw next?
Right, we're gonna go for Gareth Evans.
Oh, good shout.
92.
Was that leading on?
2 seconds. 210 minus 92. 118. Russ, you're up next.
Tom Naylor?
Tom Naylor, 122.
What does that put me on?
127. Haz, you acquire 118.
Is there anyone I can actually get for that?
No.
Okay.
There is a player that you can be in the minuses. One player. Which would get you in the bracket of -10.
Jamal Lowe.
That is not him, but he has got 89.
What's that leaving me on?
30. No, I've took the wait.
Honestly.
It's good times, though.
Fucking hell.
29. He's on 29. Because I usually put Haz on the left hand side. I don't know why I did the other way around this today.
Marcus Harness.
111.
And what does that leave me on?
That leaves you on 16.
Ooh, 88.
So Haz, you need 29 to check out completely, obviously.
George Hurst.
Not a bad shout. Wasn't really in the squad at first, was he?
No, but
That's very true.
might be about 15 or so, maybe a bit more. I don't know.
No, I reckon it's more than that. Because obviously, don't forget, these appearances aren't based off, like, this is just subs appearances as well.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
he played the majority of the second half of the season.
And he probably got a lot of subs. He probably had 30.
Maybe too high.
Yeah.
46.
Ooh.
You are first.
So he
I
played
can't
every
believe he
game.
played that much.
Well, don't forget, he probably played half the season, started it, and then the first half of the season probably played about 10 minutes here and there, didn't he, each game?
So he literally
True.
appeared in every game.
Yeah, he would have done, yeah.
Crazy. 16, yeah?
Worked out in the end, didn't it? You need 16.
All right. 16.
Bless me. There is a number of players you could choose. There is 1, 2, 3, 5 players that would get you checked out 0.
5.
Yeah.
What about Miles Pert Harris?
That is not one of them. So I need to check him. That comes up. Arias. How do you spell his name? How's his first name spelled?
Myles, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Y instead of I for Miles.
Miles Pert. Peart.
Peart.
Got him. Got him. The problem is when you get down to lower numbers, you've got to do more searching because I don't want to kill any more trees. 12.
12? Oh,
So you're on 4.
Buck's going to have 4.
Has you still require 29? Let me look if there's any players you can check out on. 1, 2. Is there a third one? No, there's 2 players you can check out on.
I've got 2 players in my mind, both under Cowley.
You just need one.
Can I say them both? But
No.
I'm not saying an answer yet.
You can say them both if you want.
So it's either Kieran Freeman or Sean Williams.
It's neither, baby.
Sorry, Grandpa.
Yeah.
That's Albert, isn't it?
I'll go Sean Williams.
That's my favourite scene, by the way, from... that wasn't one of the players, by the way. But that is one of my most favourite scenes from
The Fools and all.
Only Fools and Horses. So you said Sean Williams, yeah?
I did.
Let me quickly.
How many did he need?
He needs
29.
and he's got
20.
35. So that leaves Has on -6. So Russ, you have to get 4. So no
Not,
more than 10. So you've got 4 to play with, but you can't get any more than 10 to make -6. So to win, you need -9. So you can't be any higher than 9 out
okie doke.
if you want to win. So let's have a look at 4 as well. See if you've got. There should probably be loads of players that you can pick on 4 appearances. How many have you got?
How many did he leave?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got 5 players that have 4 league appearances for Portsmouth in League One.
I think, did we literally sign Lee Evans right at the end? I'm going to go Lee Evans.
Oh, he made more than that, didn't he?
You're going to go with Lee Evans?
I don't think he does more than 9.
Hold on. I don't know what that's playing.
What the fuck?
Brilliant.
So that's just a random. It's one of the adverts on the thing. So you chose Lee Evans, is that right? Yeah.
Yes. You do make me laugh.
Mate, honestly, this is the most disorganised quiz I've ever taken part of.
But it makes it brilliant. It only
It's more
works
fun that
it
way.
has.
It's literally more fun that way. Why is this not playing properly?
Did I win or not?
You'll find out.
He's won. You've won.
How do you know that?
He did
Because
play
you were
more
trying
than-
to play something and you played an advert instead.
There is no way he played more than 9 games. So
Well, anyway, I'll just say what I was going to play. It was Max Verstappen. Yeah, Russ, you won 4. Bang on.
is it bang on?
Bang
Brilliant.
on 4.
I was just trying to think of someone who played less than 9.
No, it's 4. It's bang on. You had Lee Evans, Ben Stevenson, Drew Talbot, Josh Uluemi, Paul Connolly as well. All those players would have got you bang on.
Who the fuck's Paul Connolly?
That's who I was just thinking. He was born in 1983, so I don't know who that is. Let me have a look, see even his background.
It's probably going to be Daz's has his fucking New Ammo, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, let's go. Move on to the next one.
There we go. Right. So, clue number 1 this week is I made 116 appearances for my country.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Just quickly, that Paul Connolly was when we were in League One the other time. Didn't think of it, thinking of any of them players.
Mm.
You know, when we bottom of League One, went 20 games unbeaten.
So he's played for his country over 100 times.
Can't be that many players, surely.
No. Canu, I'm going to go for.
Wow. God, Jesus. Shaka Hislop.
Isn't this for 4 in a row? Isn't this for 4 in a row that you get wrong?
Yeah. Shaka Hislop.
Clue number 2. Pompey were the only English club I played for. I need to double check that. Hang on, because I think I've written that wrong. No, that is right. Portsmouth were the only English club I played for.
Okie doke.
Jesus. Sulimentari?
You know, he played for Sunderland.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, I did not know that.
I reckon this is someone like older, like a 90s player or something. God, it's a lot of appearances. Kawaguchi?
Oh, my, don't say that.
Great shout. Great shout.
Did he
And with a
really play
keeper.
117? I was just thinking, like, that's like mostly his goalkeepers, isn't it? That always seem to be up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great shout.
Yeah.
Stop the rot. That's what Pompey going to do Saturday. Stop the rot.
And I think that's a perfect way to round it off. And we stopped the rot here, and now Pompey going to stop the rot on Saturday.
Exactly.
Lovely.
The Blues.
So it's been a good one. It's been a long one. So shall we wrap this up?
Yep.
We happy? Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Has isn't because he wanted to win that.
sorry, Has. Sorry, Has. But yeah. So anyway, guys, cheers for this evening. I think we got through some interesting points, even though they were very depressing. But we're going to look ahead to Blackburn at home on Saturday. Let's hope we can turn it round. As old Ted Lasso says, believe. That's all we can do. But anyway, guys, anyone obviously heading down to Fratton on Saturday, anyone watching at home, let's hope we can come out of Saturday with 3 points and start getting a run together and getting further up that league. Until then, and until next week, up the Blues.